Well, I made a, a light-hearted sort of video about getting an MX-5, yes, a couple of days ago. But I'll carry on speaking. Why not? I don't know whether I'll be able to get the car because I still really don't have any money, or probably not sufficient. But it was just a diversion because my mind has been so obsessed with this um, surgery that I've had to undergo, and with the thought of memento mori, because I was taken into hospital under emergency conditions. I would have died had this problem not been corrected, and hoping and praying that it has been corrected effectively, because you can't live with a blocked bowel. I had a strangulated hernia, a difficult condition to fix, and I spoke to the surgeon a few days ago and he explained. But I didn't think to thank him for saving my life, which is what he'd done. And so that's been just uppermost in my mind, and it's been hard to think of anything else almost. So it was nice to think about the car. But that's the condition that I ended up in. And really, I understood later that it had been due to my abandonment of the carnivore diet. Not adding a few vegetables, that wasn't the problem. It was adding the not well cooked pizza that I'd made a couple of times. That couldn't pass through the bowel. That was what blocked it for certain. And once the bowel is blocked, then the clock is ticking. It has to be cleared, and if it can't be cleared without surgery, it must be cleared with surgery, or otherwise you will die. And I think probably quite a painful death through sepsis. So that's what I went through, and I'm thankful for the fact that I got emergency surgery, and the surgeon seems to have done a good job. And I'm gradually, feeling a bit better, but I'm still quite weak. I had the surgery about 20 days ago. So, I was looking at Job, um, skin for skin, what a man will give for his life. And it's so true. I've never been in that position. I can take hardship, I can take, I suppose we're all like that, um, financial burden, aches and pains, and, all this sort of stuff. But death is something that I wasn't really prepared for. And perhaps you never are prepared for it. It's a horrible thing. And yet it stalks us, it awaits us. And for a believer, it should really be a portal. You should, I think, you could read the Bible and say, well, you should go gladly. But I wasn't all that glad. Um, I I felt just completely shaken. Everything about my life and my world and my relationships, emotionally, completely upset. So it was at the very least, a wake-up call. And it's hard to get my life back on track now. Well, I still have pain, but it seems to be gradually subsiding. They said in the hospital I might have to go in for a second operation in a couple of months' time, but it might not be necessary. So I'm hoping that it won't be necessary, because surgery is problematic. And I'd always avoided it, and I'd been very, very skeptical of the value of surgery, and I've spoken against it. But here I am, and I've undergone it gladly because it removed the pain, and it removed the pain had become unbearable, and it gave me a little bit more life. It gave me today and maybe tomorrow, and to even contemplate the idea of getting another sports car. Life is kind of quite fragile, really, and it doesn't take an awful lot to lose it. I've never been one for going for medical checkups. I should have had this one checked and remedied. But as long as I could keep living and feel healthy, I wasn't inclined to. I only did it when it became a matter of emergency. And that is leaving things a bit late because, of course, if I hadn't telephoned when I telephoned and got the response that I got, and was then told that an ambulance would be sent, which surprised me, and then found myself in a hospital where they had, an emergency theatre staff waiting for people with my kind of condition, maybe. I think the operation would have been done at around about 10:30 in the evening or 11 o'clock in the evening. So sobering, and I've been reading the Bible and trying to understand and feeling so inadequate in all my understanding, and in my faith was shaken. I felt quite abandoned, not having any family, and really, fortunately, my New Age friend was very, very solicitous and came into hospital a couple of times, and so I did have 2 visits, 3 visits all in all. Another man came, and that really made a difference. But not to have any contact with family. My daughter was going to come, but then she cancelled when she thought I was getting better. She has a busy life. Everybody is busy and living in different parts of the world. In my case, the family is such a valuable institution. It's such a pity that we can't have a stable family for various reasons these days, and we find ourselves alone. And of course, we men, we don't like asking for help if we can possibly avoid it. But there are times when you can't avoid it, and this was one of them. And my mortality has been very much driven home. God bless today.